Good evening, folks. Welcome to the Fire Burns Within channel again. Time for another video. Napalm Death, a band which I shouldn't like. Well, I say I shouldn't like. I mean, it's very noisy and very aggressive, very over the top. It shouldn't be something that I like, but somehow I love this band. And to be honest, I don't like grindcore. I find it chaotic, noisy. I know I'm just talking rubbish at the moment, but let me explain. I mean, in general, I've heard a lot of grindcore bands and I can't listen to it. It's just over the top noise. But the thing is, when Napalm does it, I don't know what it is about them that I like. I don't know, they've got this inbuilt catchiness to the way they do it, the grind. They've got like grooves, they've got like breakdown sections, really heavy sections. Then they got ultra mad blast beat sections. I mean, they sound like a lot of the other grindcore bands as well. I'm not saying they don't, but a lot of the other grindcore bands I've heard have just left me cold. I don't know. I do like the odd one or the odd song, but none of them appeal to me like Napalm Death does. And to be honest, Napalm Death's career is so long and they've gone through so many transformations, from the very early super necro grindcore to the mid period where it's more groovy, more catchy, more melodic, dare I say. I would never say Napalm is melodic, but they start using a little bit of more melody in the riffs in the mid period, and then they return to their more grind roots, and now they're sort of going, I don't know, the more recent material has got slightly, I don't know how to describe it, a very big strong Killing Joke vibe. It's sort of industrial, but it's even got a little touch of melody as well again, which is a bit odd. But anyway, in this video I'm going to list my 20 favourite Napalm Death songs, not albums, because albums is too difficult, it's too mixed up. I mean, I wouldn't. The early super grindcore stuff are way down at the bottom for me. I don't listen to those, so I'm not a cultist. I'm not an elitist who says, yeah, classic Napalm Death is the only good thing. I only like mid-period to modern Napalm Death. Sorry, that's how it is. Anyway, I've come up with this list of 20 songs. I've not put an order on it because it's too complicated to really give an order, but I'll just list the 20 songs and a little in between data about why I've picked them or why I like them, and the album the song is from. Anyway, the first song I've picked is the song Cursed to Crawl from Diatribes. Diatribes was actually my first Napalm Death album that I liked. I think I heard Utopia Banished. I borrowed it from the library, I think, strangely enough, and I played it and I thought, what the hell is this? This is madness. I'd sort of like heard Death. I got into Death, and then when I heard Napalm Death, I was like, this is mad stuff. This is too much. This is a bit too much for my ears to take. But anyway, let's move on. Cursed to Crawl, yeah, very good tune. Diatribes, my first Napalm Death album. This is the mid-period, the start of the mid-period. Maybe you could say Fear, Emptiness, Despair is also the start of the slightly more melodic, catchier Napalm, but still incorporating plenty of grind, plenty of blast beats, etc. But Diatribes is a really cool album. It's really heavy, really groovy, slightly industrial, very slightly, because I don't like industrial at all. So if it was too industrial, I'd be swearing off it. But Curse to Crawl is like a really groovy, heavy, pounding, typical mid-period Napalm. Next song is also from Diatribes, and it's a really catchy song. It's called Greed Killing. This song had a video as well, which was rather cool. This one is really quite melodic for Napalm Death. I mean, the riff is very sort of like catchy, bouncy, groovy, little bit thrashy. Not grindcore at all. Very, very far from grindcore, which is probably why I like it. Next song, these are not in order. I've picked these randomly. I mean, there's no order. Is a song called Next on the List from Enemy of the Music Business. Enemy of the Music Business was Napalm's return to full grind. They changed the logo, the mid-period Napalm Death logo, to sort of like a blocky thing, a blocky thick lettered thing, and then they returned to the old-fashioned Napalm Death logo on Enemy of the Music Business. But I thought Enemy of the Music Business was a really good mix between like the mid-period and the grindcore. It was like a big step back into grind, but still with quite a lot of catchiness. Like this song Next on the List in particular stood out for me. I mean, it's quite a fast song from memory, but still very cool riffs, a nice little breakdown, very catchy. Okay, the fourth song, I'm going back in time a bit to Fear, Emptiness, Despair, and the song is Plague Rages, which is like, very cool Napalm song. It's like, it's heavy, it's a bit murky. The whole production on that album is really sort of thick and murky, but it is cool, and the chorus on this one is really catchy. And then later on in the song, there's this fantastic grind section, where the riffs and the drum is just going at it like hammer and tongs. It's like, it's also quite groovy as well. Very, very cool song, Plague Rages. Number 5 is Napalm Death staple. I had to include it. They always play it live. It's Suffer the Children from Harmony Corruption. It's a live staple. They always play it. It's got, a slow start, a bit of grind, a bit of blasting, then it's got that really catchy, slow-paced groove towards the end of the song. Very cool song. Number 6 is a song called Ulterior Exterior from the album Words from the Exit Wound. Again, this is mid-period Napalm Death. This is the period which I like the most. I love this song. This song is quite thrashy. The riffs are quite blasty, but not over the top blast. Quite thrashy, reasonably melodic. Very catchy, this song. This is one of the catchiest Napalm Death songs to me. Number 7 is When All Is Said and Done from Smear Campaign. This is Napalm Death in full return mode, like early 2000s, mid 2000s, I think the album came out. Yeah, this song is like quite catchy, really heavy. The production is like modern, crunchy, really heavy. And the song has a great groove and a great blast section. Very, very cool song. Number 8, I'm going back to possibly my favourite ever Napalm Death album. It's the album that followed Diatribes. They're in full mid-period Napalm Death, and it's Inside the Torn Apart. And the song I've picked is Reflect on Conflict. It is a monstrously heavy song. Massive riffs on this song. Some of the heaviest riffs you can imagine. It's not blasting or double bass infested or blast beat infested. It's just thick, heavy, grooving riffs. Really hammering it home to you. Next song is also from Inside the Torn Apart. It's a song called Purist Realist. I really like this song. It's really catchy. It's got a great groove again. It's got a little bit of melody. The production is awesome. I mean, I love this album as a whole, Inside the Torn Apart. Okay, next song, number 11 in the list, is a very cool song. It's called Silence is Deafening, from The Code is Red, Long Live the Code. Yeah, I love this song. It's got such a catchy breakdown. It's like when the opening is blasting, but it's still groovy. It's got a catchiness to it because they did release this as a single. But then when you get to the heavy breakdown, it's like all hell breaks loose. It's like you want to just move mountains when you listen to that song. Okay, the next song is a really little catchy song. It's also from The Code is Red, Long Live the Code. It's called The Great and the Good. And this one features Jello Biafra on vocals. He's from a punk band, I forget which one now. Because obviously Napalm is very punky. A lot of their riffs are quite punky, mixed with grind, mixed with death metal. The Great and the Good is just such a catchy tune. I mean, it's really fast, really grindy, but it's also very cool, very catchy. Number 13 is a song called Larceny of the Heart from Time Waits for No Slave, a more recent album. They've had so many albums that I couldn't tell you the year. I didn't write down the years, but Larceny of the Heart, I had to re-listen to it. I mean, the chorus really got me. It's really quite cool the way Barney sings it, or growls it. He can't sing, can Barney? But anyway, it's such a cool song, Larceny of the Heart. And also the title track, which is the next song, Time Waits for No Slave, from the same album. Very awesome song, very catchy song. Easily makes my list, Time Waits for No Slave. The next song is The Wolf I Feed from Utilitarian, a more recent album, but still a few years back now. The Wolf I Feed is like very similar in feel to Silence is Deafening. It's like, it's heavy, fast blasting, and then it's got a massive breakdown. Like, Napalm Death tend to have these like slow, lurching, massive riffs in between the songs, especially towards the end or three quarters of the way through, and then it's such a cool breakdown to have when you hear that. I mean, you almost expect them in the Napalm Death song, like, yeah, here comes the break, it's coming. It's just a trademark, which is so cool for them. Next song, number 16 in the list, is also from Utilitarian. This is just a blast of a song. It's called Collision Course. It's just a mental song. Mental. It's like pure mayhem. It's like your ears are just getting pounded with metal from either side. It's just like complete madness. The next song, 4 songs to go, number 17 on the list, is from the most recent album, and it's called Smash a Single Digit from Apex Predator, Easy Meat. This is just a blast of a song. It's only 2 minutes long. It's not a long Napalm Death song. It's just brutal, this one. I mean, Barney's vocals, Barney's like possessed. His vocals are raw, in your face, just mental. The way he screams the line "smash a single digit" is just insane. This is like very grindcore-y. I mean, Apex Predator Easy Me is not an easy listen. I mean, it's definitely not my favourite Napalm Death album at all. But it's this song and a few others are really cool. The other song, which I also have to mention, is How the Years Condemn from Apex Predator Easy Meat. Like, this one is a really sort of like much catchier effort. It's got a great groove. It's not hyper blasting all the time. It's got a great fat riff. It's much easier on the ear, but it's still heavy and blasting, but it's got a catchy feel to it as well. It's much easier for someone like me to like. 2 songs left to mention. My Own Worst Enemy from all the way back in Diatribes again. Again, this is a really catchy song. The whole Diatribes album is awesome. I love Diatribes. Inside the Torn Apart I've talked about. Words from the Exit Wound, awesome. And the recent Napalm Death is awesome as well. I really like a lot of it. And I'm really looking forward to the new album as well. And the final song to mention is a song called Thanks for Nothing from Enemy of the Music Business. This song has like blasts galore, like absolutely insane blasts. And then when the chorus starts, it goes into this really cool groovy riff. Like you expect Napalm to do this. Like they'll give you an absolutely insane blast section, and then they'll sort of like groove down into the chorus. Like make the chorus catchy, make it stand out from the verses. They're very skilled at doing this. I mean, they've been doing this grindcore game for so long now. I mean, they've got a lot of fans, a lot of respect. People love Napalm Death. There's a reason why they love them. I mean, out of all the grindcore bands, I don't know, that I've heard, Napalm seems to be the one that appeals most to me. It can be hard going, and you know, it's difficult to listen to a full album, but there are certain songs which are just magical. And the ones I've named here are just the ones that I enjoy most. Let's quick rundown. Curse to Crawl from Diatribes. Greed Killing from Diatribes. Next on the list from Enemy of the Music Business. Plague Rages from Fear, Emptiness, Despair. Suffer the Children, Harmony, Corruption. Ulterior, Exterior, Words from the Exit Wound. When All Is Said and Done from Smear Campaign. Breathe to Breathe from Inside the Torn Apart. Reflect to Conflict, same album. Purist Realist, same album. Silence is Deafening from The Code is Red. Great and the Good, same album. Larceny of the Heart, Time Waits for No Slave. The title track from that album. All 5 Feet. Utilitarian. Collision Course from Utilitarian. Smash a Single Digit from Apex Predator. How the Years Condemned from Apex Predator. My Own Worst Enemy from Diatribes. And Thanks for Fucking Nothing, Enemy of the Music Business. That was my 20 favourite Napalm Death songs. Stay tuned.